Hello everyone. Welcome back to DreamWave English. I'm Sophia, your host for today. Let me ask you something right away. Have you ever listened to a native English speaker talk so smoothly, so confidently, that you thought, I wish I could sound like that? Maybe you've studied English for years. You know many words. You know grammar rules. But when it's time to speak, the words don't come out naturally. Your brain feels slow. Your tongue feels heavy. You pause too much. You feel stuck. If this sounds familiar, don't worry. You are not alone. Millions of English learners all over the world face the same problem. But here is the truth. Fluency is not magic. It's not only for people born in English-speaking countries. Fluency is a skill, and like any skill, it can be learned, trained, and mastered if you use the right method. In this video series, Master English Fluency, B1 to C2, Transformation with Daily English Podcast, I will guide you step by step. My promise to you is simple. If you stay with me, listen carefully, repeat with me, and practice daily, you will feel your English change. You will speak faster, you will sound more natural, and you will understand more. So let's begin right now. Imagine we are in a coffee shop in New York City. You are waiting in line. A friendly barista looks at you and says, "Hi there, what can I get started for you today?" This is not the same as, "What do you want?" It's polite, friendly, natural English. If you are B1 or B2, maybe you pause. You think, what does this mean? But if you train your ear with daily real English, you will answer without hesitation. "Hi, can I have a latte? Please." That's fluency. Now let's break it down. The barista said, "What can I get started for you today?" The key phrase is get started. In American English, this means, what can I prepare for you? Or, what can I make for you? It's a common phrase in service situations, but many learners don't study it in textbooks. That's why listening to real-life English every day is so powerful. Here is a short exercise for you. Repeat after me 3 times. What can I get started for you today? What can I get started for you today? What can I get started for you today? Good. Now imagine you are answering. Repeat after me. Can I have a latte? Please. Can I have a latte? Please. Can I have a latte? Please. Did you feel it? That's the rhythm of natural English. Short, clear, polite. And the more you practice like this, the more natural your English will become. Now, let's move into another real-life situation. You are at an airport. You go to the check-in counter. The staff looks at you and says, "May I see your passport? Please." This is polite English. Notice the structure. May I see. It's not, give me your passport. That would be rude. It's may I see your passport? Please. This is the way native speakers speak politely. Repeat after me. May I see your passport? Please. May I see your passport? Please. May I see your passport? Please. Now imagine you answer. Sure, here you go. Sure, here you go. Sure, here you go. This is short, natural, polite. It's exactly what native speakers say every day. You see, the secret of fluency is not using big, complicated words. The secret is knowing how to respond instantly in daily situations. That's why this daily English podcast is so important. Every time you listen, you get real sentences, real rhythm, real speed. Over time, your brain and tongue connect faster. That's fluency. Let me give you another example. You are meeting a new friend. They say, "Nice to meet you. Where are you from?" If your brain is slow, you might say, from Vietnam. But with practice, you will answer naturally. "I'm from Vietnam." And you, smooth, confident, easy. So let's practice right now. Repeat after me. Nice to meet you. Where are you from? Nice to meet you. Where are you from? Nice to meet you. Where are you from? Now, answer. I'm from Canada. And you? I'm from Canada. And you? I'm from Canada. And you? Perfect. You are building fluency step by step. In this series, we will cover many situations: coffee shops, airports, restaurants, offices, parties, travel, and more. Each time, you will hear natural English. Each time, you will repeat, practice, and improve slowly. Your B1 English will transform into C1, even C2 fluency. But here is the key. You must listen every day. Just like exercise at the gym, fluency grows with daily practice. If you listen once and stop, nothing changes. But if you listen and repeat every day, your English will surprise you. Your friends will notice. Your teachers will notice. Even you will say, "Wow, I sound different." So here's your challenge for today. Replay this video. Listen again. Repeat the sentences 5 times each. Then, tomorrow, come back and listen again. In 1 week, you will already feel more comfortable. In 1 month, your brain will be faster. In 6 months, your English will sound natural. And remember, you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to sound exactly like a native speaker. Fluency is about communication. If you can speak smoothly, clearly, and confidently, you are fluent, and you can do it. Stay with me, and let's continue this journey. In the next part, we will explore more daily situations and practice advanced patterns that will help you sound even more natural. Welcome back to DreamWave English. In the last part, we practiced some everyday conversations at the coffee shop, at the airport, and meeting a new friend. You repeated sentences, learned natural rhythm, and started to feel the flow of real English. Now, let's go deeper. Today, I want you to experience how small changes in your words can make you sound much more fluent, polite, and confident. Think about this. Many learners memorize basic answers. For example, if someone asks, "How are you?" many students answer, "I'm fine. Thank you." And you? That's correct, but it doesn't sound natural anymore. Native speakers rarely say "I'm fine. Thank you." Instead, they use simple, friendly answers like "I'm good, thanks," or "pretty good. How about you?" If you learn to answer this way, your English will sound more real, more alive. Let's practice together. Repeat after me. I'm good. Thanks. I'm good. Thanks. I'm good. Thanks. Now try another. Pretty good. How about you? Pretty good. How about you? Pretty good. How about you? Do you hear the difference? It feels casual, friendly, modern. That is the kind of English you will hear in real life. Let's move into a new situation. The workplace. Imagine you are in an international company, and your manager says, "Could you send me that report by the end of the day?" If you're not fluent, you might freeze. You might say, "Yes, I send," but with practice, you'll answer quickly, "Sure, I'll send it by the end of the day." Or, "Of course, I'll have it ready for you." Smooth, polite, Professional. Repeat after me. Sure, I'll send it by the end of the day. Sure, I'll send it by the end of the day. Sure, I'll send it by the end of the day. Now the second one. Of course, I'll have it ready for you. Of course, I'll have it ready for you. Of course, I'll have it ready for you. This is the kind of English that will help you move from B1 to C1 or even C2. Not only correct grammar, but also professional fluency. Here's another example. You are at a restaurant. The waiter says, "Are you ready to order?" Or, "Do you need a few more minutes?" If you are nervous, maybe you say, "Yes, order now." But if you practice daily, you can say, "I think we're ready. I'll have the grilled chicken, please." Or, "We need a few more minutes. Thank you." Notice the polite expressions, "I'll have," and "we need a few more minutes." This is real English. Repeat after me. I think we're ready. I'll have the grilled chicken, please. I think we're ready. I'll have the grilled chicken, please. I think we're ready. I'll have the grilled chicken, please. Now the second one. We need a few more minutes. Thank you. We need a few more minutes. Thank you. We need a few more minutes. Thank you. Excellent. The more you practice these full sentences, the more natural you will sound. Now let's talk about connecting words. Native speakers don't just speak word by word. They connect their sentences. For example, instead of saying, "I want to go to the store," they often say, "I want to go to the store." Instead of, "I am going to watch a movie," they say, "I'm gonna watch a movie." These are called contractions and reductions. They make your English smoother and faster. Let's practice. I want to go to the store. I want to go to the store. I want to go to the store. Now, I'm gonna watch a movie. I'm gonna watch a movie. I'm gonna watch a movie. This is not slang. It's natural spoken English. If you want to understand native speakers, and if you want to sound fluent yourself, you must get comfortable with these reductions. Let's do a short dialogue with reductions. Imagine two friends. Hey, what are you gonna do this weekend? B, I'm gonna hang out with some friends. How about you? I'm gonna visit my parents. Now, repeat after me, line by line. What are you gonna do this weekend? What are you gonna do this weekend? What are you gonna do this weekend? Next, I'm gonna hang out with some friends. How about you? I'm gonna hang out with some friends. How about you? I'm gonna hang out with some friends. How about you? Finally, I'm gonna visit my parents. I'm gonna visit my parents. I'm gonna visit my parents. Do you hear the smooth rhythm? That's fluency. Now, let me share a tip. When you practice, don't just repeat the words. Copy the speed, the intonation, the music of English. English is not only about vocabulary, it's about rhythm. If you copy the rhythm, people will understand you more easily, and you will feel more confident. Let's try one more example. Imagine you're at a party. Someone asks, "So, what do you do?" This means, "What is your job?" If you answer slowly, "I work, office," it's not fluent, but if you practice, you will answer smoothly. "I work in an office," or "I'm an engineer," or "I'm a student." Repeat after me. I work in an office. I work in an office. I work in an office. Now, I'm an engineer. I'm an engineer. I'm an engineer. And I'm a student. I'm a student. I'm a student. Simple, clear, fluent. As you can see, fluency is built step by step. Every time you practice with real sentences, every time you repeat with natural rhythm, your English grows stronger, Think of it like building muscles. You don't lift heavy weights on the first day. You start small. But if you train daily, you get stronger. English is exactly the same. So here is your practice challenge. After this video, write down 3 situations in your daily life where you might need English. For example, at a restaurant, at work, or meeting new people. Then, create 1 natural English sentence for each situation. Practice saying those sentences out loud 5 times each. Tomorrow, listen again and add new sentences. This way, you create your own personal fluency training. In the next part, we will take this even further. We will focus on conversations with more complex ideas, so you can move from basic answers to fluent, extended replies. This is the bridge from B1 to C1 fluency. Stay with me, and let's keep going together. Welcome back to DreamWave English. You've already practiced daily situations like ordering food, talking at work, and meeting new people. You learned how native speakers use natural rhythm, reductions, and polite phrases. Now, let's go one step further. Today, we'll focus on building longer answers. This is very important because fluency is not only about short replies. It's also about explaining your ideas clearly, without too many pauses, without too many Let's start with a common question. What do you like to do in your free time? Many learners answer with only one word: reading or music. That's correct, but it's not fluent. A fluent answer adds more detail. For example, I like reading books, especially novels. They help me relax after a busy day. Or, I enjoy listening to music, mostly pop songs, because they give me energy. Now, let's practice together. Repeat after me. I like reading books, especially novels. They help me relax after a busy day. I like reading books, especially novels. They help me relax after a busy day. I like reading books, especially novels. They help me relax after a busy day. Good. Now the second one. I enjoy listening to music, mostly pop songs, because they give me energy. I enjoy listening to music, mostly pop songs, because they give me energy. I enjoy listening to music, mostly pop songs, because they give me energy. Do you hear how much more natural and complete this sounds? This is how you move from short, basic English to fluent, confident English. Here's another question. Why are you learning English? If you answer, job, that's too short. A better answer is, I'm learning English because it will help me get a better job and communicate with people around the world. This answer is clear, full, and fluent. Repeat after me. I'm learning English because it will help me get a better job and communicate with people around the world. I'm learning English because it will help me get a better job and communicate with people around the world. I'm learning English because it will help me get a better job and communicate with people around the world. Excellent. Notice how adding just a few extra words makes your answer sound stronger and smoother. Now let's practice a mini conversation. Imagine you are at an English class, and the teacher asks, "Teacher, what do you usually do on weekends?" Student, on weekends, I usually spend time with my family. Sometimes we go shopping, or we cook together. I also like watching movies in the evening. Now, repeat after me, line by line. On weekends, I usually spend time with my family. On weekends, I usually spend time with my family. On weekends, I usually spend time with my family. Next, Sometimes we go shopping, or we cook together. Sometimes we go shopping, or we cook together. Sometimes we go shopping, or we cook together. And finally, I also like watching movies in the evening. I also like watching movies in the evening. I also like watching movies in the evening. This is a perfect B2 level answer. If you practice like this daily, you will naturally move towards C1 fluency. Let's move to another situation. Giving your opinion. Imagine a friend asks you, "Do you like living in your city?" If you only say, "Yes, I like," it sounds too simple. A fluent answer would be, "Yes, I like living in my city because it's very lively, and there are many things to do." Or, "Actually, sometimes I think it's too crowded, but I enjoy the culture and the food." Notice how you add details, connect ideas, and express both positive and negative points. This is higher level English. Repeat after me. Yes, I like living in my city because it's very lively, and there are many things to do. Yes, I like living in my city because it's very lively, and there are many things to do. Yes, I like living in my city because it's very lively, and there are many things to do. Now the second one. Actually, sometimes I think it's too crowded, but I enjoy the culture and the food. Actually, sometimes I think it's too crowded, but I enjoy the culture and the food. Actually, sometimes I think it's too crowded, but I enjoy the culture and the food. This type of answer shows balance. It shows you can express your thoughts with more complexity, which is what examiners look for in speaking tests, and what real people enjoy in natural conversation. Let's do another practice, this time about future plans. The question is, what are you going to do next year? A short answer might be, study. A fluent answer could be, next year, I'm going to study at university. I want to focus on business management because it's useful for my career. Repeat after me. Next year, I'm going to study at university. Next year, I'm going to study at university. Next year, I'm going to study at university. Now the second sentence. I want to focus on business management because it's useful for my career. I want to focus on business management because it's useful for my career. I want to focus on business management because it's useful for my career. Very good. Notice how you combine two sentences. That's the secret to longer, fluent answers. Now, here's an important skill, linking words. Native speakers often use linking words to connect ideas smoothly. Words like because, but, so, actually, however, for example, these small words make a big difference. Without them, your English sounds broken. With them, your English flows. Let's practice. Repeat these sentences after me. I like learning English because it helps me travel. I like learning English because it helps me travel. I like learning English because it helps me travel. Next, I wanted to go out, but it was raining. I wanted to go out, but it was raining. I wanted to go out, but it was raining. And one more. I was tired, so I went to bed early. I was tired, so I went to bed early. I was tired, so I went to bed early. These are simple, but they make your English smoother. If you practice linking words every day, you'll quickly move from B1 answers to B2 or even C1 answers. Here's your challenge today. After this video, think about 3 common questions. What do you like to do in your free time? Why are you learning English? And what are your future plans? Write down longer answers for each question, using linking words like because, but, and so. Then, Practice speaking your answers out loud 5 times each. Remember, fluency is not about speaking fast. It's about speaking smoothly, clearly, and naturally. With daily practice, your answers will become longer, richer, and more confident. In the next part, we will go even deeper. We'll focus on storytelling, how to tell short stories in English. Storytelling is a powerful way to practice fluency, and it will help you sound even more advanced. Stay with me, and let's continue the journey together. Welcome back to DreamWave English. So far, you've learned how to give longer answers and connect your ideas smoothly. You practiced answering common questions in a more fluent way. Now, we're going to take the next step. Storytelling. Why is storytelling important? Because in real life, people don't just ask you one question and stop. They ask for details. They want to know more about your experiences. If you can tell a simple story in English, you sound fluent and confident, even if your grammar isn't perfect. Storytelling shows your personality, your creativity, and your ability to keep a conversation going. Let's start with a very short story about travel. Imagine someone asks, "Have you ever traveled to another country?" You could answer, "Yes, I went to Thailand." That's correct, but it's too short. A more fluent answer would be, "Yes, I went to Thailand last year. I visited Bangkok and Phuket. The food was amazing, and the beaches were beautiful. I really enjoyed the trip." Now let's practice together. Repeat after me, sentence by sentence. Yes, I went to Thailand last year. Yes, I went to Thailand last year. Yes, I went to Thailand last year. Next, I visited Bangkok and Phuket. I visited Bangkok and Phuket. I visited Bangkok and Phuket. Next, the food was amazing, and the beaches were beautiful. The food was amazing, and the beaches were beautiful. The food was amazing, and the beaches were beautiful. And finally, I really enjoyed the trip. I really enjoyed the trip. I really enjoyed the trip. Great. Do you see how the story is simple, but complete? You give time, place, details, and your feelings. That's the structure of a good short story. Now let's try another example, this time about a funny experience. Imagine the question, "Can you tell me about a funny moment in your life?" A short answer might be, "Yes, one time I laugh." But that's not enough. A better answer could be, "One time, I was in class, and I accidentally said the wrong word in English. Everyone laughed, including me. It was embarrassing, but it was also funny." Now repeat after me. One time, I was in class, and I accidentally said the wrong word in English. One time, I was in class, and I accidentally said the wrong word in English. One time, I was in class, and I accidentally said the wrong word in English. Next, everyone laughed, including me. Everyone laughed, including me. Everyone laughed, including me. And finally, it was embarrassing, but it was also funny. It was embarrassing, but it was also funny. It was embarrassing, but it was also funny. Perfect. That's a short story with a beginning, middle, and ending. It makes your English sound alive and interesting. Here's the secret. Every good story has 3 parts. First, the situation. Second, the action. Third, the result or feeling. If you remember these 3 steps, you can tell stories about anything. Let's practice with another example. The question is, have you ever tried something new that was difficult? You can answer like this. Step 1. Situation. Yes, I tried learning to play the guitar last year. Step 2. Action. At first, it was very hard. My fingers hurt, and I couldn't remember the chords. Step 3. Result, or feeling. But after a few months, I improved. Now, I can play a few songs, and I feel proud of myself. Let's repeat this story together. Yes, I tried learning to play the guitar last year. Yes, I tried learning to play the guitar last year. Yes, I tried learning to play the guitar last year. Next, at first, it was very hard. My fingers hurt, and I couldn't remember the chords. At first, it was very hard. My fingers hurt, and I couldn't remember the chords. At first, it was very hard. My fingers hurt, and I couldn't remember the chords. And finally, but after a few months, I improved. Now, I can play a few songs, and I feel proud of myself. But after a few months, I improved. Now, I can play a few songs, and I feel proud of myself. But after a few months, I improved. Now, I can play a few songs, and I feel proud of myself. This is storytelling at the B2 level. If you keep practicing with more details, you will move to C1 fluency. Let's now try storytelling with past tense practice. Many learners struggle with the past tense, but stories usually happen in the past. So this is a perfect chance to practice. Listen carefully to this example. Last weekend, I went to the park with my friends. We played soccer for 2 hours. After that, we bought ice cream and talked for a while. It was a really fun day. Now repeat after me. Last weekend, I went to the park with my friends. Last weekend, I went to the park with my friends. Last weekend, I went to the park with my friends. Next, we played soccer for 2 hours. We played soccer for 2 hours. We played soccer for 2 hours. Next, after that, we bought ice cream and talked for a while. After that, we bought ice cream and talked for a while. After that, we bought ice cream and talked for a while. And finally, it was a really fun day. It was a really fun day. It was a really fun day. Excellent. You just practiced a complete mini story with correct past tense verbs. Here's your challenge for today. Think about one story from your life. It could be about travel, school, work, family, or a funny experience. Write it in 3 parts: situation, action, result. Keep it simple, maybe 4 or 5 sentences. Then, practice telling it out loud 3 times. The more you practice telling short stories, the faster your English fluency will grow. In the next part, we will move into more advanced practice. We'll focus on how to express opinions and debate ideas in English. This is an important skill if you want to move from B2 to C1 and C2 fluency. It will help you in school, at work, and in conversations with native speakers. Stay with me, and let's keep moving forward together. Welcome back to DreamWave English. In the last part, we practiced storytelling. You learned how to share short stories using a simple structure: situation, action, and result. Storytelling makes your English more interesting and natural. Now, we will take another step forward. Today's focus is giving opinions and debating ideas. Why is this important? Because when you reach higher levels of English, people don't only ask you about what you did, they ask you what you think. They want to know your opinion about news, about culture, about life. If you can give your opinion clearly, and if you can agree or disagree politely, You sound advanced and confident. Let's start simple. Imagine someone asks you, "What do you think about learning English online?" A short answer might be, "It's good." That's correct, but it's too basic. A better answer is, "I think learning English online is very convenient because you can study anytime and anywhere." Notice the structure. I think, because this is the most basic and useful pattern for giving opinions. Let's practice together. Repeat after me. I think learning English online is very convenient because you can study anytime and anywhere. I think learning English online is very convenient because you can study anytime and anywhere. I think learning English online is very convenient because you can study anytime and anywhere. Good. Now let's try another opinion. Question. Do you think technology makes life easier? Short answer. Yes. Easier. Fluent answer. Yes, I believe technology makes life easier because it saves time and connects people quickly. Repeat after me. Yes, I believe technology makes life easier because it saves time and connects people quickly. Yes, I believe technology makes life easier because it saves time and connects people quickly. Yes, I believe technology makes life easier because it saves time and connects people quickly. Do you see the pattern? Start with "I think" or "I believe," then add a reason. That's the foundation of opinion fluency. Now let's go further. What if someone disagrees with you? You need polite ways to respond. For example, imagine a friend says, "I think studying grammar is the most important part of learning English." But you disagree. Don't just say, "No, that sounds rude." Instead, you can say, "I see your point, but I think practicing speaking is more important." Or, "That's interesting, but in my opinion, listening is even more useful." Repeat after me. I see your point, but I think practicing speaking is more important. I see your point, but I think practicing speaking is more important. I see your point, but I think practicing speaking is more important. Now the second one, that's interesting, but in my opinion, listening is even more useful. That's interesting, but in my opinion, listening is even more useful. That's interesting, but in my opinion, listening is even more useful. Excellent. These polite phrases make you sound respectful, confident, and fluent. Now, let's practice a short debate. Imagine two people talking about homework. I think students should have homework every day. B. I see your point, but I believe too much homework can be stressful. Students need time to relax as well. Now repeat the conversation after me. I think students should have homework every day. I think students should have homework every day. I think students should have homework every day. Now B's reply. I see your point, but I believe too much homework can be stressful. Students need time to relax as well. I see your point, but I believe too much homework can be stressful. Students need time to relax as well. I see your point, but I believe too much homework can be stressful. Students need time to relax as well. Great. This is how you practice opinions and debates at the B2 and C1 level. Here's another useful phrase. On the one hand. On the other hand. This helps you talk about both sides of an idea. For example, on the one hand, living in a big city is exciting because there are many opportunities. On the other hand, it can be stressful and expensive. Let's practice. On the one hand, living in a big city is exciting because there are many opportunities. On the one hand, living in a big city is exciting, because there are many opportunities. On the one hand, living in a big city is exciting, because there are many opportunities. Now the second part, on the other hand, it can be stressful and expensive. On the other hand, it can be stressful and expensive. On the other hand, it can be stressful and expensive. This structure shows balance in your thinking. It makes your English sound advanced. Now let's practice giving strong opinions. Sometimes you want to show you really believe something. You can use phrases like, I strongly believe, or I'm completely sure that. For example, I strongly believe that learning English through daily listening is the best way to become fluent. Repeat after me. I strongly believe that learning English through daily listening is the best way to become fluent. I strongly believe that learning English through daily listening is the best way to become fluent. I strongly believe that learning English through daily listening is the best way to become fluent. Excellent. Now, let's connect this with real life. Imagine someone asks, do you think social media is good or bad? If your English is basic, you might say, good. But if you want to sound fluent, you could say, I think social media has both good and bad sides. On the one hand, it helps people stay connected. On the other hand, it can be addictive and waste time. Repeat after me. I think social media has both good and bad sides. I think social media has both good and bad sides. I think social media has both good and bad sides. Next, on the one hand, it helps people stay connected. On the one hand, it helps people stay connected. On the one hand, it helps people stay connected. And finally, on the other hand, it can be addictive and waste time. On the other hand, it can be addictive and waste time. On the other hand, it can be addictive and waste time. Very good. This is the kind of balanced, fluent answer that will impress teachers, examiners, colleagues, and friends. Here's your challenge for today. Choose one topic, maybe technology, travel, education, or health. Write down your opinion in one sentence, using I think or I believe. Then, add one reason using because. Next, try to imagine the opposite opinion. Write one sentence starting with, I see your point, but, or on the other hand. Finally, practice saying the whole thing out loud 3 times. Remember, fluency is not just about words. It's about expressing your thoughts clearly, politely, and confidently. With daily practice, you will move from giving short answers to speaking like an advanced English speaker. In the next part, we will focus on one of the most exciting skills, advanced listening and shadowing practice. You will learn how to listen like a native, copy their rhythm, and train your brain to think in English. Stay with me, and let's keep pushing your English fluency to the next level. Welcome back to DreamWave English. We have come a long way together. From simple daily sentences to storytelling, from giving opinions to short debates, you now have a strong foundation for English fluency. But there is one more powerful technique that will truly transform your English from B1 to C2. That technique is listening and shadowing. What is shadowing? Shadowing means listening to a sentence in English and then repeating it immediately, copying the rhythm, intonation, and pronunciation. You don't translate in your head. You don't stop to think. You listen and repeat, almost at the same time. This method trains your brain to think in English and speak more naturally. Let's start simple. Listen to this short sentence. English learning takes patience. Now repeat with me. English learning takes patience. English learning takes patience. English learning takes patience. Good. Did you notice how I stressed the words English and patience? Shadowing is not only about the words, it's about the music of English. If you copy the rhythm, your speech will sound natural. Now let's try a longer sentence. Daily practice is the key to fluency. Repeat after me 3 times, following the rhythm. Daily practice is the key to fluency. Daily practice is the key to fluency. Daily practice is the key to fluency. Great. That is shadowing in action. Now let's go deeper. Imagine you are listening to a podcast. The speaker says, "Many people want to speak English fluently, but they don't realize that listening is just as important as speaking." Let's break this into 2 parts. First part, many people want to speak English fluently. Repeat, many people want to speak English fluently. Again, many people want to speak English fluently. One more time. Many people want to speak English fluently. Now the second part, but they don't realize that listening is just as important as speaking. Repeat. But they don't realize that listening is just as important as speaking. Again, but they don't realize that listening is just as important as speaking. One more time. But they don't realize that listening is just as important as speaking. Now let's put it all together. Many people want to speak English fluently, but they don't realize that listening is just as important as speaking. Repeat. Many people want to speak English fluently, but they don't realize that listening is just as important as speaking. Again. Many people want to speak English fluently, but they don't realize that listening is just as important as speaking. Excellent. This is shadowing at the B2 level. Now, let's make it more advanced. I will give you a natural sentence with more rhythm and emotion. Listen carefully. If you want to transform your English, you must train every day, and you must enjoy the process. Now repeat with me, copying the emphasis. If you want to transform your English, you must train every day, and you must enjoy the process. If you want to transform your English, you must train every day, and you must enjoy the process. If you want to transform your English, you must train every day, and you must enjoy the process. Did you hear how my voice rose and fell? That's called intonation. When you copy intonation, you start sounding like a native speaker. Here's another advanced example. The secret to fluency is not perfection. The secret is consistency. Repeat the first part. The secret to fluency is not perfection. The secret to fluency is not perfection. The secret to fluency is not perfection. Now the second part. The secret is consistency. The secret is consistency. The secret is consistency. And now the whole sentence. The secret to fluency is not perfection. The secret is consistency. The secret to fluency is not perfection. The secret is consistency. The secret to fluency is not perfection. The secret is consistency. Very powerful, isn't it? Now let's combine listening, shadowing, and opinion. I'll say a short opinion. You listen, repeat, and then think about your own answer. Ready? I believe English opens doors to the world. Repeat 3 times. I believe English opens doors to the world. Good. Now think, do you agree? Or do you have another opinion? Try to answer in 1 sentence. Let's do one more. In my opinion, daily listening is more effective than memorizing vocabulary lists. Repeat 3 times. In my opinion, daily listening is more effective than memorizing vocabulary lists. Again, stop and think. Do you agree? Can you give a polite response? Remember the phrases, I see your point, but, or on the other hand. Practice giving both sides. This is how you reach C1 and C2 level. Now, I want to guide you through a mini shadowing exercise. I'll say 4 sentences. Listen and repeat after each one. Try not only to repeat the words, but also the music, the speed, and the feeling. Sentence 1. Learning English is a journey, not a race. Sentence 2. Every small step brings you closer to fluency. Sentence 3. Mistakes are not failures. They are lessons. Sentence 4. If you practice every day, you will succeed. Now let's do them one by one. Learning English is a journey, not a race. Repeat 3 times. Every small step brings you closer to fluency. Repeat 3 times. Mistakes are not failures. They are lessons. Repeat 3 times. If you practice every day, you will succeed. Repeat 3 times. Excellent work. That is the power of listening and shadowing. Here's your final challenge. Every day, choose a short English audio, maybe a podcast, a short story, or even this video. Listen for 1 minute, then shadow it 3 times. Don't worry if you make mistakes. Focus on rhythm and flow. After 1 week, you will notice big improvements. After 1 month, you will sound more natural. After 1 year, your English will be transformed. Remember, fluency is not about knowing every word. It's about using what you know smoothly, confidently, and naturally. With daily listening, shadowing, and practice, you can move from B1 to C2. This is the end of our series. Master English Fluency, B1 to C2, Transformation with Daily English Podcast. I am so proud of you for staying with me. If you want to keep learning, subscribe to DreamWave English. Here, we learn step by step, every day. Together, keep practicing, keep shadowing, and keep believing in yourself. Your fluency is waiting for you. Welcome back to DreamWave English. You have completed 6 parts of this journey toward fluency. You practiced daily sentences, storytelling, giving opinions, polite debates, and advanced shadowing. Now, in this final part, I want to give you 2 things: motivation for the future and a clear action plan. Because learning English is not about one video or one lesson. It is about building habits that transform your life. Let's begin with motivation. Maybe you sometimes feel tired. Maybe you feel like English is too hard or progress is too slow. But remember this: every time you listen, every time you repeat, every time you practice, you are improving. Fluency is not a gift. Fluency is a habit. Small actions every day create big results over time. Let me ask you a question. Do you remember when you first started learning English? Maybe you could only say, "Hello, how are you?" But look at you now. You can listen. You can repeat. You can tell stories. You can give opinions. You can debate politely. And you can shadow advanced sentences. That is progress. That is transformation. Be proud of yourself. Now, let's talk about an action plan. I want to give you a simple challenge, the DreamWave English 7-Day Fluency Challenge. If you follow this plan, you will feel a clear difference in only 1 week. Here is the plan. Day 1. Daily sentences. Choose 5 simple sentences from this video or from your own life. Repeat each one 5 times. Focus on clarity and pronunciation. Day 2. Storytelling. Tell a short story about your day. Use the structure, situation, action, result. Speak it out loud, even if you are alone. Day 3. Opinions. Choose one topic, like technology or travel. Make one sentence with I think and one reason with because. Repeat 3 times. Day 4. Polite debate. Practice saying, I see your point, but choose a friend or practice alone. Respond to an opinion politely, using this phrase. Day 5. On the one hand, on the other hand. Take one topic, like social media. Speak 2 sentences, one positive, one negative. Repeat 3 times. Day 6. Strong opinions. Practice with, I strongly believe, or I'm completely sure that. Say 3 different strong opinions. For example, I strongly believe that practice every day is more powerful than studying once a week. Day 7. Shadowing practice. Listen to 1 minute of English audio. Shadow it 3 times. Don't stop. Don't translate. Just copy rhythm, intonation, and flow. That is your 7-day challenge. Simple, clear, powerful. After 7 days, you will notice that speaking feels easier, listening feels smoother, and confidence feels stronger. But here's the secret. Don't stop after 7 days. Repeat the cycle. Do the challenge again and again. Each week, you will get better. After 1 month, people will notice your progress. After 3 months, you will surprise yourself. After 1 year, your English will feel natural, and you will speak without fear. Let me give you one more piece of advice. Create your own English environment. Listen to English every day, even when you are not studying. Play English podcasts while cooking, walking, or traveling. Read short English articles. Speak to yourself in English when you are alone. The more English you put into your daily life, the faster you will reach fluency. And remember, mistakes are not failures. Mistakes are proof that you are learning. Every fluent speaker, every teacher, even I, made mistakes on the way. The only real mistake is to stop trying. Now, let's do a short practice together to finish strong. Repeat after me. Learning English is possible for me. Learning English is possible for me. Learning English is possible for me. Good. Now say, I will practice every day. I will practice every day. I will practice every day. And finally, I believe I can reach fluency. I believe I can reach fluency. I believe I can reach fluency. Yes, you can. This is the end of part 7. And the end of this full journey. Master English Fluency, B1 to C2, Transformation with Daily English Podcast. But really, it is not the end. It is the beginning of your personal fluency journey. Thank you for learning with me on DreamWave English. If you found this lesson helpful, share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel, and come back every day for more practice. Together, we will keep moving forward. Your English future is bright. Keep going, keep practicing, and never give up. Welcome back to DreamWave English. You have already completed 7 powerful parts of this journey. By now, you know how to use daily sentences, tell stories, give opinions, debate politely, and shadow English like a native. You also have a 7-day fluency challenge to guide you. But maybe you are asking, what should I do next? How do I keep growing? Not just for 1 week, but for months and years. That is exactly what we will talk about today. Part 8 is about advanced routines, long-term motivation, and creating your own English immersion environment. Let's begin with routines. Successful learners don't study randomly. They follow a system. Here is a simple routine you can follow every day, even if you are busy. Step 1. Listen for 10 minutes. Start your day with listening. It could be a podcast, an audiobook, or even this video. The key is to listen actively, not passively. Pay attention to rhythm and intonation. Step 2. Shadow for 5 minutes. Choose a short audio and repeat along with it. Copy every sound, every pause, every rise and fall of the voice. Don't worry about perfection. Just flow with it. Step 3. Speak for 5 minutes. Talk out loud. Describe your morning. Explain your plans. Or tell a short story. If possible, record yourself and listen. You will hear mistakes, but that's good. Mistakes show you what to improve. Step 4. Write for 5 minutes. Write a short paragraph in English every day. It could be your thoughts, your goals, or a summary of what you listened to. Writing helps organize your ideas and makes speaking easier. That's it. A routine of 25 minutes per day. If you follow this for 1 month, you will notice real progress. If you follow this for 1 year, you will transform your English completely. Now let's talk about long-term motivation. Many learners feel excited at the beginning, but after a few weeks, they lose energy. How can you stay motivated for the long journey? First, remember your why. Why are you learning English? Maybe you want a better job. Maybe you want to study abroad. Maybe you want to travel and connect with people from around the world. Write your reason on a piece of paper and look at it every day. This will remind you why you started. Second, celebrate small wins. Did you finish a 7-day challenge? Celebrate. Did you understand a podcast without subtitles? Celebrate. Did you have a short conversation in English without fear? Celebrate. Small victories create big motivation. Third, surround yourself with English. Watch movies in English. Listen to music. Follow English channels. Join online groups. Make English part of your lifestyle, not just your study time. Now let's practice some immersion techniques together. One technique is called the English diary. Every night, before bed, write 3 sentences about your day in English. For example, today I studied English for 20 minutes. I learned a new phrase. On the other hand, I feel proud of myself. It only takes 2 minutes, but over time, you will build hundreds of sentences, and your writing will improve naturally. Another technique is thinking in English. Instead of translating, try to think simple thoughts directly in English. For example, when you cook, say in your mind, I am cutting the vegetables. When you walk, think, I am walking to the store. When you feel happy, say to yourself, I feel great today. These small thoughts train your brain to use English automatically. Let's practice right now. Look around your room. Choose one object. Describe it in English in one simple sentence. For example, this is my chair. It is comfortable. Or, this is my phone. I use it every day. Excellent. That is thinking in English. Another powerful method is teaching English to yourself. After you learn something, explain it again out loud, as if you are teaching a friend. Teaching forces you to understand deeply, and if you can explain in English, you are already fluent in that topic. Now, let's do a quick shadowing practice to close today's session. Repeat after me, copying rhythm and energy. Fluency is built step by step. Fluency is built step by step. Fluency is built step by step. Good. Next sentence. Every day of practice makes me stronger. Every day of practice makes me stronger. Every day of practice makes me stronger. And one more. I am not learning English for today. I am learning it for my future. I am not learning English for today. I am learning it for my future. I am not learning English for today. I am learning it for my future. Beautiful. So here is your challenge. After Part 8, design your own routine. Choose your listening source, your shadowing material, your speaking practice, and your writing exercise. Keep it short, keep it simple, but do it every day. That is how you keep growing. Remember, fluency is not about speed. Fluency is about consistency. If you keep going, step by step, you will reach your goal. This is DreamWave English, and I believe in you. Stay motivated, stay consistent, and keep your vision clear. Your English journey is not finished. It is only beginning. Welcome back to DreamWave English. You have already completed 7 powerful parts of this journey. At this point, you know how to use daily sentences, tell stories, give opinions, debate politely, and shadow advanced sentences. You also have a clear 7-day challenge and a daily routine. But your English journey does not end here. Today, in Part 8, I want to show you how to grow for the long term, how to make English part of your life, and how to keep motivation strong for months and years. Let's start with a simple truth. Fluency is not a short sprint. It is a marathon. If you study English for only 1 week, you will learn something. If you study for 1 month, you will see improvement. But if you study for 1 year or more, your whole life will change. The key is not intensity for a short time. The key is consistency for a long time. So how do we build this consistency? The answer is immersion. Immersion means surrounding yourself with English every day, not just during study time, but also during your normal life. Let me show you how to do it. First, use English when you wake up. Before you check your phone, say one simple sentence in English. For example, "Good morning. Today will be a great day." Or, "I feel ready to practice English today." This sets your mind into English mode from the start of the day. Second, listen to English in the background. When you cook, when you walk, when you travel, play an English podcast or an audiobook. You don't need to understand every word. Your brain will absorb rhythm, pronunciation, and new vocabulary naturally. Third, talk to yourself in English. It may feel strange, but it is powerful. For example, when you cook, say, "I am cutting vegetables. I am boiling water." When you walk, say, "I am walking to the store. I see a red car." These small sentences train your brain to think in English without translation. Fourth, write in English every day. Keep a simple diary. Just 2 or 3 sentences are enough. For example, "Today I practiced English for 20 minutes. I learned a new phrase. I see your point. I feel happy with my progress." If you do this every night, your writing and your thinking will improve. Now let's talk about motivation. How do we keep going when life is busy or when progress feels slow? First, remember your why. Why are you learning English? Maybe you want a better job, to study abroad, or to travel confidently. Write down your reason on paper. Put it where you can see it every day. This will remind you of your purpose. Second, Celebrate small victories. Did you understand a YouTube video without subtitles? Celebrate. Did you tell a short story in English without hesitation? Celebrate. Did you shadow 1 minute of audio successfully? Celebrate. These small wins give you energy to continue. Third, don't be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are your teachers. Every time you make a mistake, you learn something new. Even native speakers make mistakes. The only real mistake is to stop practicing. Let's do a short practice together right now. I will say 3 sentences. Repeat them with me. I am building my fluency, step by step. I am building my fluency, step by step. I am building my fluency, step by step. Good. Next. English is part of my daily life. English is part of my daily life. English is part of my daily life. And finally, I will not stop until I reach my goal. I will not stop until I reach my goal. I will not stop until I reach my goal. Excellent. These affirmations are not just words. They are fuel for your motivation. Now I want to give you an advanced routine for long-term growth. This is for learners who want to reach C1 or C2 level. Step 1. Intensive listening. 10 minutes. Choose a podcast, news report, or story. Listen carefully. Focus on new words and rhythm. Step 2. Shadowing 10 minutes. Repeat the same audio, line by line. Copy pronunciation and intonation. Step 3. Speaking practice. 10 minutes. Record yourself speaking about the topic. Listen to the recording. Notice your mistakes and try again. Step 4. Writing reflection. 10 minutes. Write a short paragraph about what you learned. Use new words and phrases. This routine takes 40 minutes. You don't need to do it every day. 3 times a week is enough. If you combine this with your short daily routine, your progress will be unstoppable. Let's finish with a final challenge. For the next 30 days, I want you to live in English for at least 15 minutes every day. It can be listening, shadowing, speaking, or writing. Choose one activity each day. After 30 days, look back at your progress. You will be surprised by how much stronger your English has become. Remember, fluency is not a dream. Fluency is a habit. And habits are built day by day, step by step. If you keep going, you will get there. This is DreamWave English, and I am proud of you. Keep practicing, keep believing, and keep moving forward. Your English future is waiting for you. Welcome back to DreamWave English. You have already completed 8 amazing parts of this journey. Now, in part 9, I want to do something different. I will answer the most common questions English learners ask me. Maybe you have asked these questions yourself. By the end of this part, you will have more clarity, more confidence, and more direction on your English journey. Let's begin. Question 1. How long will it take to become fluent in English? This is the number 1 question students ask me. And the answer is, it depends. If you only study 1 hour per week, progress will be slow. If you study 30 minutes every day, progress will be faster. In general, most learners can reach conversational fluency in 6 to 12 months with daily practice. Advanced fluency, like C1 or C2 level, may take 2 or 3 years. But here's the secret. The time does not matter as much as the consistency. Even if it takes longer, every step you take brings you closer. Fluency is not a race. It is your personal journey. Question 2. Should I focus on grammar or speaking? Many learners worry about grammar. They think, I cannot speak until my grammar is perfect. But this is not true. In fact, you learn grammar faster when you speak. Of course, grammar is important, but you don't need to study grammar books for hours. Instead, focus 80% on speaking and listening, and 20% on grammar. Learn grammar in context. For example, listen to a podcast and notice how the speaker uses past tense or future tense. Then try to use the same patterns in your speaking. The best grammar teacher is real communication. Question 3. What if I don't have anyone to practice with? This is a very common problem. Maybe you live in a country where people don't speak English. Don't worry, you can still practice. First, talk to yourself. Describe your actions. Tell short stories or repeat sentences. Second, use technology. There are apps where you can find language partners for free. Third, record yourself and listen again. This way, you become both the speaker and the listener. Remember, you don't need a partner every day. You can improve your speaking skills on your own. Question 4. How do I stop translating in my head? This is another big challenge. Translation slows you down. The solution is to train your brain to think directly in English. Start with simple words and sentences. For example, instead of thinking con mayo, cat, just think cat instead of toy joy. I am hungry. Think I am hungry immediately. Shadowing is also powerful. When you repeat after a native speaker, your brain starts to copy English patterns naturally. With enough practice, English will become automatic. Question 5. How do I stay motivated when progress feels slow? Every learner feels this. Sometimes you study hard, but you don't see big results. Remember, progress in English is often invisible in the short term. You don't notice it every day. But after 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year, you will be shocked by how far you've come. To stay motivated, focus on small daily wins. Did you understand one new sentence today? That is progress. Did you use one new phrase in a conversation? That is progress. Motivation grows when you celebrate small steps, not just big goals. Question 6. Should I learn British English or American English? The truth is, both are correct. British English and American English are very similar. There are some differences in vocabulary, spelling, and pronunciation, but you can choose whichever you prefer. The most important thing is consistency. If you prefer American English, listen mostly to American media. If you prefer British English, listen mostly to British media. But don't worry too much. If you can understand one, you can easily understand the other. Question 7. Do I need a native teacher to improve? Not necessarily. A good teacher can help, but you don't always need a native speaker. What matters most is practice, not accent. You can learn from non-native teachers, YouTube videos, podcasts, books, and even yourself. Many non-native speakers reach advanced fluency without ever living abroad. So, yes, a teacher can help, but the real secret is self-practice and consistency. Question 8. How can I expand my vocabulary quickly? Vocabulary is important, but don't try to memorize long word lists. Instead, learn words in context. For example, if you learn the word challenge, also learn the phrase face a challenge or take on a challenge. This way, you don't just know the word, you know how to use it. Also, review words often. Use flashcards Write them in sentences or practice with friends. The more you use a word, the faster it becomes part of your active vocabulary. Question 9. What if I feel shy or nervous when speaking? This is very normal. Many learners feel shy because they are afraid of mistakes. But remember, making mistakes is part of learning. Every mistake is a step forward. Try to speak even when you feel nervous. Start small, 1 sentence, then 2 sentences, then a short conversation. Over time, your confidence will grow. One helpful trick is to prepare common answers in advance. For example, practice how to introduce yourself, how to order food, how to give your opinion. When you know what to say, your confidence increases. Question 10. Can I really reach C1 or C2 level by self-study? Yes, you can. Many people do. It requires discipline, clear goals, and smart methods. You need consistent listening, speaking, reading, and writing practice. You also need to push yourself out of your comfort zone. For example, read advanced articles, watch complex shows, and practice debates. It takes time, but it is possible. Remember, the tools are in your hands. The internet gives you unlimited resources. If you stay consistent, you can absolutely reach C1 or C2. Now, I want to give you one final message. The questions you ask are important, but the answers are not just words. The real answer is practice. Every day, practice will give you more than any answer. So keep asking, keep practicing, and keep believing. This is DreamWave English, and I am proud to be on this journey with you. You've made it. You are here at the final part of this journey. 10 parts, thousands of words, hours of listening and practice. And right now, I want to pause and say one simple thing. Congratulations. You did not just listen. You stayed. You practiced. You invested in yourself. That is the true definition of progress. Think about it. When you started part 1, maybe you felt uncertain. Maybe you thought, my English is not good enough. I will never reach C1 or C2. But now, after walking with me through this series, you know the truth. You know that English is not a wall. It is a bridge. It is not a test you must pass. It is a skill you build every single day. I want you to imagine something. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture yourself 1 year from now. You are speaking English with confidence. You are having conversations with people from around the world. You are watching movies without subtitles. You are reading books, listening to podcasts, maybe even traveling abroad and using English naturally. This future version of you exists, and you are already walking toward it. Remember, fluency is not magic. It is not talent. It is habit. The small choices you make every day create big results tomorrow. When you choose to listen instead of scrolling social media, you grow. When you choose to speak out loud instead of staying silent, you grow. When you choose to learn one new phrase instead of giving up, you grow. Success in English is built on these small daily victories. Let me share a secret with you. Every fluent English speaker you admire was once exactly where you are now. They struggled with words. They forgot vocabulary. They made grammar mistakes. They felt shy and embarrassed. But they did not stop. They kept going. And so can you. You already have everything you need. You have your voice. You have your ears. You have your mind. And you have the determination that brought you here. through 10 full parts of this journey. That determination is more powerful than any textbook, any grammar rule, or any dictionary. Now, let me give you 3 final keys to success. Key number 1, consistency. Never underestimate the power of small, daily practice. Even 15 minutes a day can transform your English in 1 year. Think of English like exercise. If you go to the gym once a month, nothing changes. But if you go every day, even for a short time, your body changes. Your brain works the same way. Feed it English every day. Key number 2, courage. Fluency requires courage. Courage to make mistakes. Courage to speak when you are not ready. Courage to continue, even when you feel tired. Remember, mistakes are not failures. Mistakes are teachers. Every mistake brings you closer to fluency. So don't hide from them. Welcome them. Key number 3, joy. Learning English should not feel like punishment. It should feel like discovery. Watch movies you love. Listen to songs that move you. Read stories that inspire you. Join communities where you feel supported. When you enjoy the process, your progress is 10 times faster. And now, let me talk to you directly. You, listening right now, you are not just learning English. You are opening doors. Every sentence you learn gives you access to more knowledge, more opportunities, more friendships. English is the key to the world, and you are holding it. I want you to promise yourself something. Promise that you will not stop here. This is not the end. This is only the beginning. You have climbed the first mountain, but many more adventures wait for you. Use what you learned in these 10 parts. Repeat them. Practice them. Share them. Teach them to someone else. Because the best way to master English is to make it part of your life. One day, you will look back at this moment. You will remember the time you listened to DreamWave English. And you will smile. You will say, "That was the turning point. That was when I decided to believe in myself. That was when I chose fluency." So take a deep breath, stand tall, and walk forward with confidence. Your English journey continues, and I am so proud to walk with you. This is DreamWave English, reminding you that fluency is not a dream. It is a decision, and you have already made it. Thank you for learning with me. Thank you for trusting me, and thank you for choosing yourself. Now go, practice daily, and let your English shine. Until next time. Keep dreaming, keep practicing, and keep speaking with courage.